Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new feature we're offering here, SDJ Quickies, where your friendly neighborhood sexy dadders come together to offer our hot takes on current topics. SDJ Quickies are different than our regular podcast episodes because they're meant to be, well, quick. You know, kind of like That's What She Said After a Night with Johnny Spaz.
Oh my God!
So, today, our first topic for this new format is Woke Little Mermaid.
You go woke, you go broke.
Yes.
Woke.
Nice.
Woke.
In today's episode, we're wading into the swirling controversy surrounding the casting choice for the lead actress in the live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid, with the talented black actress, the singer Holly Bailey, not to be confused with Holly Berry for you old people out there like us, having been chosen to bring the iconic character to life. Reactions have been swift and passionate. Some have applauded the decision as a step forward for representation and diversity in Hollywood. Others voiced concerns about straying too far from the original source material and the impact on the character's traditional image. Even Candace Owens, the African-American darling of white supremacists, has weighed in. Did I say that?
You did say that.
Her main argument is that nothing can be as it was, and everything must be undone because progressives hate everything in society.
Oh God.
And for the record, yes, we do take issue with the status quo because the status quo doesn't truly support us. Anyways, that's another topic. 8 years ago was the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite that went viral. So between 2008 and 2015, 92% of Oscar nominees were white. We've seen some progress since then, with now it's just 83%, but
Yay,
it's
progress.
about representation. And so today we're going to talk about what this means and kind of why representation is important. But I also have no idea what these guys are going to say. So this should be interesting. So the question I pose to you all, are we witnessing a positive shift in the portrayal of beloved characters, or does this change come at the expense of staying true to the story's origins?
I feel like the original story's origin had nothing. She was like half fish, half human, wasn't she? Like she had a fish head and like legs.
That's the definition of a mermaid. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying no. Like when she turned into a human, like it was the tricks. I can't remember if it was like Brothers Grimm or some variation of that. You know how like the original stories tend to be a lot darker and more like this was like she was like turned into this like disgusting creature that was like top half bass and bottom half human. It was like some weird. Anyway, I say that to say this. I don't care who they cast. I'm not gonna get mad if they put somebody who's not the right skin complexion. Like, what is it? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't get it at all. Like, what difference does it make?
I don't make the
Who cares?
movie. If I didn't want to go see it, I just wouldn't go see it. And in fact, I tried to call my niece to go see it on Saturday, but she had already seen it because she wanted to see it right when it came out. Because that person, this whole thing, that was all. I remember seeing it in theaters when it came out. It was with my mom and my little sister at the time, and I wanted to go see it with my niece, and I don't know. To me, people make a big deal out of things that.
There you go. I think that's kind of where I'm at too. Is like, what's the big deal again? They cast an actress that is a good singer to play a part. Big deal.
I mean, singers are like the quality of the lead characters. It's like part of it when you're working with Disney and these kind of movies. It's like a requirement.
Yeah, I think though that it's somebody's one of the things is what tradition, right? Oh, they're breaking from tradition. What did Candace Owens say again? Ben, what was that? What was that quote? If we
Yeah,
get away from
that everything must, or nothing can be as it was. Everything must be undone because progressives hate everything.
everything, every,
That's so stupid.
everything must be undone. Everything, because the Little Mermaid is now a black singer actress. Like
So
that undoes everything. Like I can tell that the First Amendment has been undone. We can no longer say what we want.
yeah, that's true.
So that's been undone. Let's go with some other ones. I mean, what exactly is this undoing? I guess that's the part that caught me was everything, not just some things, but everything must be undone. And I don't get that from somebody being cast in a live action movie that's based on a cartoon.
Well, I think, like, for me, diverse representation in Hollywood might seem like who gives a crap about Hollywood and these people in their ivory towers. But on some level it actually matters because like it defines pop culture and basically establishes what is like normal, right?
Sure.
And kind of what is happening is this is symbolic of this beloved character should be white because that is what is normal. And so like my take is kind of like the haters are hating because they want white culture to be dominant. And all this blowback is essentially like white culture kind of grieving and refusing to allow to share what normal is defined as. So,
well, I saw a cool, or not a cool, just a thing about Black Beauty being portrayed. Is that kind of going to what you're saying, Ben? Like, she's a beautiful young lady, right?
The horse?
No,
What?
Johnny. The
Black Beauty?
Mermaid.
Oh god.
Oh god damn it.
I just saw this thing, Black Beauty, and it said,
I got you.
what is a beautiful character for little black girls or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's a good point. Like, why couldn't you have this beautiful representation in the Little Mermaid? Like, what's wrong with that? At least that's kind of what I'm catching from you, Ben. Is white would be considered beautiful, but black is not considered beautiful, and there aren't very many images of it or something.
Well, it's kind of more like what we're putting out there is symbolic of what is normal. And there's folks out there who don't want to see this beloved character portrayed as a black woman because this character should be white. And that's what is normal to me.
You were saying that as a other person, right?
Yeah.
Not what's beautiful to you, Ben. Yeah, I don't. The normalcy of, I don't know. It doesn't affect me in the way
Normal
of
is
being
relative.
normal. Yeah, like I think that a black Little Mermaid is normal.
Josh,
I don't see
what do
how
you
that's
think?
not normal.
I mean, for me, when I heard about the news of the cast, the Haley Bailey, good God,
I know.
in the role. Really, I was more mad about having the name be so familiar to another celebrity name more than anything else. But I thought it was interesting. But in my mind, knowing how Disney functions, is that they hired someone because of the talent and not to try and create some sort of message. Now, one can argue, well, if they wanted to have a black or African American character, actor play, say a mermaid character, why did it have to be a Little Mermaid and not its own individual story? But that's neither here nor there. For me, I just think that when it came to the immediate backlash, we live in a day and age now where everybody has these little bricks in their pockets that immediately they'll just start blasting out their thoughts without actually thinking about whether or not what they're going to say is really going to be important or actually relevant in many ways. And clearly, if you look at the box office, regardless of the skin color, I mean, the film made worldwide almost $250 million. So clearly the skin didn't matter as much. It was just more about the quality of the film. And from what I heard, I mean, regardless of skin color or not, this Little Mermaid is great as, the character, right? And the film is great. regardless of the skin, right? So for my take, I mean, I'm someone who believes that, yes, there should be more diversity, that everyone of every skin color needs to have their own icons to look up to when they watch a movie, right? We all had, John Wayne and Clint Eastwood from way back when. And nowadays, kids who, are of different skin colors than us, they need to have T'Challa from Black Panther or the Little Mermaid or what's the one? Princess and the Frog, from way back when. I think that was what it was called.
Yep.
Where people need to have that, those people that, oh, that person looks like me, I can be like them. They need that inspiration. But I do want to make this point in that really not just to Disney, but to all content developers, don't put someone into a position of a character based on their skin just to say, look, we're diverse. Aren't we diverse? Look at us.
Tokenism.
No, make it so that, hey, this character is a great character. And guess what? They just happen to be Asian, Black, lesbian, right? Don't, V8 force palm headbutt us with, see, look, we got a lesbian Black, checklist of all the diversity. Make it so that, oh, like with this, Haley Bailey played the Little Mermaid. Was there ever a mention of her race? Being a mermaid, yeah, but being African?
How do we know what color
That's
mermaids
species.
are?
Exactly.
Mermaid of color.
Well,
Exactly.
what's
How do you
funny
know?
is-
Maybe she's like the normal mermaid, and what we thought was right. Well, not we, but
To be
the
fair, her father is
original.
Hispanic and she's a Black.
Well-
So it's just like,
the
I
little,
don't
the
understand.
mermaid legend comes from Syria, which is Middle Eastern, right?
Mhm.
So there's one part of it, like the first
Mhm.
any recording of where mermaid comes from is
I thought
Syria.
it came from sailors.
Well, now Syria is on the Mediterranean Sea.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's everything in the world is connected to water. It could have been anywhere.
Well,
A lot of
but
kind of
it's
people
not.
in the world.
It's not from anywhere. It's from Syria.
No,
and
I'm
then,
not.
And then
yeah,
you
we're saying
and then you
something different.
tag on the
Sure.
on the sirens, which I think are Greek.
They were Greek.
But they were also considered birds originally, not fish. So there's some interesting ways that all of these cultures have come together to tell a new story. And I think that's kind of what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And I agree with Josh that I don't want it to be forced, shoved down my throat. And I agree with Ben that it absolutely should not be tokenized. And I don't think that's what happened here. I think they just cast somebody. And maybe they didn't. I don't know.
We're
It
running
makes
out of
sense.
time here,
Yeah.
but I did want to mention before we go the kind of the blowback that came out of this. And honestly, there was definitely like Fox News was on this, and
Yeah.
but
Shock.
I think the people who took issue with this were very much in the minority.
Yeah.
But they were out. The trolls were out there, and it kind of reminded me of like Kelly Marie Tran from Star Wars.
Oh
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
And
Oh.
don't get me
Wow.
wrong, the sequel trilogy is garbage.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
We can do a whole other show on that, but
That's a whole other quickie right there.
yeah. But like the diverse cast, I think was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like she was trolled so badly, there was
Oh,
so
goodness.
much hate that she had to
Yeah.
take down her social media accounts. It was ugly. So it's just like we
But then
can
she
do
finally
better.
came back, thank goodness.
So
Yeah.
IMDb also nerfed the amount of negative reviews because of the bots and the
Yeah.
trolling,
Right.
essentially.
Rotten Tomatoes does that too.
Yep, which
Yeah.
is kind
Wow.
of, I think, kind of neat that they got on board. Now, IMDb is owned by Amazon, but not that necessarily
They're
matters.
not the yeah.
Just more a matter of like, I think it's neat that they nerfed the negative reviews
Well-
because of the trolling.
I want to say this: if you really believe that she shouldn't have been Black, I would say then you really got to ask yourself why that bothers you.
Right?
Because I don't think that a
Exactly.
character in a story, the color of their clothes matters, the color of their hair doesn't matter, the color of their skin matters. Maybe there's an origin of something deeper and darker that's kind of resting beneath the surface that's driving this feeling, and you're not even aware
Yeah.
of it. Perhaps I'm willing to accept that could be a possibility.
You see, it makes more sense that everybody cried at the end of Avengers Infinity War when everybody fucking died that was
Whoa,
traumatizing.
Spoiler alert.
Thanos was purple. You
We're
should
gonna
have
have
been
to- we're gonna have
blue.
to
Right,
black that
but,
out. Oh
You know,
my
that's
God.
traumatizing. But then, it just happens that somebody's a little bit of a different skin color. That's traumatizing.
Is
Now,
Thanos
have you
white?
seen 12 Years a Slave?
Maybe it's just triggering. I don't know.
People didn't compare about the genie being blue and Will Smith being black. I don't remember anything. And he slapped a dude in the face on live TV in the most toxic performance of his career. Sorry.
Anyway,
Okay, well, this is a spirited discussion. Thanks for watching SDJ Quickies,
Quickie.
and I'll just leave, let's not be afraid of progress. Let's share the spotlight. We live in America, the land of
America.
abundance. There's enough to go around, and we don't have to live in this scarcity mentality. So go to the movies, enjoy the show, and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, or just don't watch it and shut the fuck up.